Hey Jonesy Babes and Anonymous Jonesy Babes, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to talk about Susan Smith. Now her parole hearing is tomorrow, November 20th. And guess what? She cannot find a single character witness to testify on her behalf. Not one. Not even the men she was texting and messaging and talking to on the phone. Not one. But let's go ahead and get into it. Let's talk about it. Susan Smith in prison for the cold-blooded murder that happened in 1994. She murdered her two young sons. Now, she had no shortage of romantic suitors during her incarceration. But now that she has a shot at freedom, none of the love-horn men will vouch for her. Susan has not been able to find a single character witness to testify on her behalf at her upcoming parole hearing on November 20th. And this was said by the news outlet. Yeah, they all wanted just one thing out of her, said a relative of the 53-year-old killer, but they didn't want to put their full names on the record to argue that she should get out of jail. The news outlet reached out to the four men who, regularly called and messaged her. Two of them did not return calls. One hung up and the fourth guy groaned when he heard her name. I am not going to stick my neck out for her and then have her run off with another guy, the suitor said. And he's in his early 60s. He also said, I'm no chump. I know that's right. I know that's right, honey. Go ahead, homeboy. I found out that if I support her, my name and address will become public record, he continued. I don't need that type of shit in my life. Whoop, there it is. I hear you, homeboy. You do not need that type of mess in your life. Clock it. But anyway, let's continue. But while Smith has been unable to garner any support for the hearing, the people who oppose her release have flooded the South Carolina Department of Probation, Parole, and Pardon Services with nearly 150 letters condemning her. Now, while the letters are not publicly accessible, honey, I wish they were, because, child, I would have a field day reading those letters over here. The Smith family source previously told the news outlet that many of them were full of nasty comments about Smith's attempt to get out of prison after 30 years. Now, I want to ask you guys something before I continue. Do you think she should get out of prison? She already did 30 years. Just think about the crime she did with her children. What she did to her children and everything that she said. Do you think she deserves to get out of prison? I don't, but I would love to know your opinion. In addition to the letters from the general public, those close to the case also plan to oppose her parole. Former prosecutor Tommy Pope and Smith's ex-husband David Smith plan to testify against her release. David is not playing. He is not playing. The belief was that she would spend her time thinking about her murdered sons, Michael and Alex. Pope told the news outlet. It's clear she hasn't been thinking about Michael and Alex. She's having sex with the guards and now got guys that want her on social media when she gets out of prison, the Pope told the news outlet. She's not focused on remorse for the lives that she took. I think she needs to continue to serve her sentence and serve it out forward. David Smith, who lost his two sons in the murders, agrees. She took the greatest gift that we have of life, he told the news outlet. She took that away from them, and I want people to remember that. I know that's right, honey. Smith was a 22-year-old mom when she became a household name for killing her sons, 3-year-old Michael and 14-month-old Alexander in 1994. She let her car roll into the John D. Long Lake in Union County, South Carolina, with her boys still strapped into their car seats. Now, Smith, she then falsely told the police that a black man had carjacked her and the kids, leading to a manhunt in which authorities went door to door among local neighborhoods that were predominantly African American. Smith and then her husband appeared on national news every day, pleading for the boys' safe return. Let's just run it back for a second. Let's run it back because she had the boys strapped to their car seats when she let the car roll into the lake, right? And that was horrible within itself. How could you do that? How can you just sit there and let the car just roll into the lake? Your babies are in there. You feel me? Like, your babies are in there. Like, how could you even do that? And then she gonna tell the police that a black man lied to the police and said a black man had carjacked her and kidnapped the babies, leading to a manhunt. Okay, the police went from door to door in a predominantly African American neighborhood. Oh, when I tell you that is some type of evil, that is some type of evil. Let her rot in jail. Well, her and her husband, it was on national news every day, pleading for the boys' safe return. She's pleading for the boys' safe return, knowing what she did. But 9 days later, Smith finally confessed that there was no carjacker and that she had drowned her sons in the lake. Her alleged motive, she was having an affair with a wealthy man who didn't want children. The car was pulled from the water with the two boys inside, exactly where she left them. But Smith insists that she is just misunderstood. In a 2015 letter to the state newspaper, she says she was mentally ill. See, I don't like when people play that mentally ill stuff. I don't like that because she wasn't mentally ill when she did it. Okay? I am not the monster society thinks I am. Oh, but you are. But you are, though. I am far from it, she wrote. I am far from it. Something went very wrong that night. I was not myself. I was a good mother, and I loved my boys. There was no motive, as it was not even a planned event. I was not in my right mind. Girl, bye. It seems unlikely that Smith would be paroled. I don't think she's going to be paroled either. She has incurred multiple violations while she was in prison, including ones for marijuana possession, self-mutilation, and having sex with the guards. So you're in jail, okay? You're in prison, honey, for the murder of your two boys. And you're in jail just having a grand old time, just acting a fool, and you getting down and dirty with the guards. Last month, she was convicted of trying to cash in on her infamy by talking to a documentary producer from behind bars and discussing receiving payment for her story. You know, reading that part right there, her and Wade Wilson will make a good couple. They will make a great couple. Smith lost her telephone, tablet, canteen privileges for 90 days, beginning October 4th. She can receive visitors, but has no electronic communication with anyone. Yeah, her and Wade Wilson, they'll make a great couple. Like, for real. Because he's good at losing his privileges, okay? He always got something going on. He's always trying to make money. He knows daggone well he cannot do that, but he's always trying to make money. And the Wade wives, they They just support everything he does. And then with Susan Smith, she's in there getting down and dirty with the guards. Marijuana possession, self-mutilation, trying to get a documentary producer to tell her story so she could receive payment. You cannot do that. So she lost all her privileges, honey. Telephone, tablet, canteen, all of that for 90 days. Starting October 4th. So she won't get it back until what, December? But anyway, let me know in the comment section, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about her parole hearing? Do you think they're going to go through with it? Or do you think it's going to be, nope, you're not getting out, no parole for you? And I will talk to you guys later.